What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Next Gen 720, with the Big Gamer Small Talk weekly podcast. And hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy, Next Gen. I can hear that.
Yeah.
I love the playback. That's what I'm talking about. What's up? We got everybody back except for Showstopper, because that guy's like a ghost nowadays. He's never around, except for he was on Crossfire for briefly and then disappeared.
Yeah, I hit him. I hit him up and I said, "Hey, show." I said, "Just by chance, when you get on." He goes, "I'll be honest with you." He goes, "I got to work tonight," but he goes, "I got like 30 minutes." I said, "Well, that's 30 more minutes than we've ever had in the past 6 months. Get your ass on here." So
Yeah.
I already had the gout
it
or
was
some
good
shit.
having him
Lost
on
a
there.
toe. I already had the gout and lost a toe from diabetes or some shit.
Oh, he
I don't
could
know.
be. That could be true. That could very well, damn well be true. I don't know, but yeah. We've got it's a decent kind of week. Or well, actually, it's a slow kind of news week. But I mean, there's some interesting stuff to talk about. I guess like the Overwatch beta. I mean, Mooch. I mean, you've been playing a little bit of that too, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my perspective walking into it was I kind of went in looking at the glass half empty, and I left with it 3/4 full. So basically, I went. It looks cartoony. It is cartoony. It's another one of those games. I think after the consensus of the people I was playing, we played for a couple of hours last night, maybe even more than that. The consensus was it's the same gut feeling we got with soccer cars.
Yeah.
And the way it is if you got friends and you're playing with a group of your own private lobby, it doesn't have to be your own private lobby, but if you have 6 of your own friends, you're playing against randoms, that's fine. If you can get 6v6, you're really in good shape. It's a lot of fun with friends. Now, that being said, you pop Overwatch on and you're riding solo, or even picture yourself playing a game alone of soccer cars and you're thrown into a 3v3 or 4v4. It's just not a lot of fun. You can go ahead and tell me I'm full of it, and it's not a lot of fun. So Overwatch, to me personally, in order to get a lot of asses in the seats, this game's got to be $30, not $60.
Yeah, 30 or 40.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good price point. The odd thing is about this generation is we've gotten a lot of this lately, or actually since the beginning of the gen, where we get a game that's either just one or the other. Some games offer both, but you have like Rainbow Six Siege, which I actually kind of wanted to try that game because I heard good things.
Yeah.
But then again, $60 for just a multiplayer game, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like Titanfall was really good. But I'm more excited now that Titanfall 2 is going to have both multiplayer and single player, so I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah.
Battlefront, another one. Like I regret that I bought the whatever hell edition it is that I bought of that, because there's no single player. There's just, you know what I mean? There's no real content. If EA really wanted to get people back on that game, they should just give away map packs for free.
Crap, I don't want to leave the Overwatch subject, but you mentioned Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
I do want to express a little bit of concern here, because just when we were offline a few minutes ago, Zaire, Tim Dog, me and Crap were talking about just Halo in general, and we were talking about possibly when this or that would come out for the next iteration, and we just were kind of, the general consensus was, in order to get a good campaign, you got to do it right, and you need some time. Let's not forget something here, and this is what's got me nervous. Titanfall came out March 2014.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about Titanfall 2. With much more content, with a single player, and they want to beef up the online multiplayer, and we're talking about only a 2-year cycle. And and I know they mass hired, but let's be honest, when they say mass hired, they went from 25 people, maybe they're at 50, and those 50 weren't brought on to do Titanfall 2. We now know Respawn is working on a Star Wars game. Yeah. So what I'm saying is I'm excited. I'm on record as being very excited, and it is one of my most anticipated fall games. But we've got to sit back, and before we start tooting the Titanfall 2 horn, I don't know if maybe they rushed this puppy out. I'm a little concerned. You can't tell me in 2 years that we're going to get a campaign and all this multiplayer, and that's okay. But when you got a team like 343 that's got 350 employees and an endless amount of cash, that they can't do it in 2 or 3 years.
You know what? I'm with you. And not only that, have we even heard for sure that it's going to be out this year?
It's one of those things that where people go, it's pretty much confirmed, right?
Yeah, right. It's pretty much rumored to come out, but
see that, because I thought Battlefront would. Oh wow, cool. My dog likes to bark now, but go ahead. He's all getting pissy, but yeah. So it's interesting because Battlefield wasn't real wasn't real sure that was going to come out this year. Remember, we thought maybe next year.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're going to fit 2 big shooters in.
I really wouldn't be that disappointed if Titanfall 2 moved to spring. It wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. Because to be honest with you, I'm going to be busy with that Call of Duty 4, baby. Biggest shooter of the year.
There it is.
Yep, that remastered. I'm going to be all over that, man. That thing's going to that thing's really going to do well for everybody. But yeah, so I'm going to be on that and Gears, and you know what I mean.
Well,
so I think.
Well, you know what Overwatch has going for it, guys. In my opinion, is it's got the fact that it's coming out May 24th, and that there's nothing in the summer coming out.
Yeah.
So it could be the multiplayer hit of the summer, which is really all it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess, right, the premise crap is that you pay the $60 and all the 60. They're trying to say that the game is technically probably a $40 game because that's what's being charged on PC for it. But the extra $20 for console is you're going to get everything. All the DLC is included for $60. So that way the community doesn't get lost or split up. That's the concept.
Yeah, you know, well, it's interesting because Overwatch is one of those games. I didn't even freaking hear about this game until recently, and I guess I was confusing it with Battleborn because they look kind of similar, but they play completely different. You know what I mean? Battleborn is kind of boring and more of a MOBA. I like Smite.
There's just too many goddamn shooters. Jesus.
I like Smite, so I can dig it, but like Battleborn for me is just kind of nobody's really. I don't really picture a lot of people buying into that game.
Did you guys feel like Overwatch? Overwatch to me felt like a free to play.
You know what? Overwatch to me felt like a AA maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if maybe free to play because there's 25 characters. So I could imagine them doing something like pay $5 for a character you like, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
The graphics look like Borderlands 360 version. You know, I mean, they're not really like. There's nothing really wowed about it on there. It's real anime, cartoony. You guys know how much I love that shit.
Yeah.
And you know, so you put that in conjunction with the fact that it's $60, and really it's just playing domination. You know, I mean, it's 3 or 4 different variations of domination. I know there's probably game modes coming in different maps. I'm not trying to be negative on it. I think it's a fun game.
Yeah, it is with friends. Because I'll be honest, when I first bought Borderlands, everybody was raving about it, and I'm playing it. I'm like, this game sucks, right? Because I was playing it by myself, you know. And then it wasn't until later on where you're playing with friends and stuff that you realized that this is one of those games where you absolutely need friends to play it with. You know what I mean? But like you were playing it last night with a lot of people like She-Wolf and GKB and those guys, and you know, you said that you were having a really good time. Like, I was playing it by myself, and I was still having a good time, but I was like, it'd be even better if I got to play it with friends and things like that. So I could definitely see that. Plus, there's, like, a lot of characters. Like, I was playing the guy with, like, the 6 shooters, you know what I mean? And then his special move is, like, he hits it real fast. So I kind of dig, like, going through all the characters and just, like, checking out what they can all do and things like that. So I think that's a really cool...
You know, next gen... I want to say this, though, Crap. You just hit a real... sensitive nail on the head there. Next gen, you know how you always say you're not really into the whole first-person shooters thing? I'll tell you something. I really think Overwatch is up next gen's alley. With the 25 characters or 24 characters you can pick from, and each of them having those kind of special, each of them has a special move. Nothing really wild, but special moves. It reminded me of like first-person shooter meets, you know, like Fighter, Killer Instinct. You know, and some of the players. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a game next gen you might dig, man. To be honest with you. You know, there's a lot of characters you get.
Hey, man, you know, I got carpal tunnel. I got the reflexes of a 90-year-old dope addict, man.
Well,
like, shit, that sucks, man.
You know, and don't get me wrong. You've gone. We played some Battlefront together, and I'll be honest with you. You held your own. To be honest
that's in third person. I do better when I can actually see the man. You know?
That's true. That is true. This is not third person, but realistically, it's a game of domination. So once you're the defending team and you're in that area that you're protecting. A lot of you could pick certain characters that are designed for defend. You know what I mean? And you don't have to earn this or earn that. You just play the character. It comes loaded. And that's what I was asking a lot of people in the chat last night that were a fan of it. I said, can you guys tell me what's the benefit? Why am I playing this game for 75 hours? What do I get by being a veteran in this game versus somebody who just picked it up and is good at first-person shooters? And most people didn't really have an answer for me. They were like, you're better at it maybe? I'm like, so, you know, because I think when you pick a character, pretty much every class and every part of it is already open. That was kind of a bummer for me. I like to earn shit. So, I don't know. But I mean, I thought I was thinking of next gen. I said this is maybe a good first person shooter.
Hey, y'all always get me with that. I got me to get the what do you call that shit? The soccer robots. And
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, hey, I give it. If all you guys get it and you're playing it, you know what I mean?
Shit, if I see you guys on there, I'd jump in there in a hot minute. But you just won't see me on there like dribbling a soccer ball off my car bumper. That ain't gonna happen.
You know, for me, I haven't tried it because I'm kind of staying away from the betas right now.
I
kind of got baited out after the division.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like it can screw up your experience with the game.
Yes.
You know, where you play with it for a week and then you go away and then you come back to it 3 weeks later, play with it for a week. Whereas if you just play a game right from launch, you just have it and you never stop playing it. So I gave Gears 4 in this.
Oh, you skipped
Upgrade.
Gears 4?
Yeah, I did it. I skipped Gears 4 as well.
I did too. Crap. I really
guys.
Yeah, but you say that though, crap. Like you don't think me and Tim are gonna be there at 12:01 playing it? I mean, we're in. I don't need to be sold on it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ruin it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Gears, I understand. I did that because I wanted to report any issues and try it out, because I'm a long-term Gears fan.
I want to see it too when it's at its best. It's definitely going to come better than what that.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, if I play the beta, I like to be excited when I get new games. I know I'm a little old, but if I play the beta for a while, it feels like I didn't play the game.
It takes a little away from. For me, I've noticed it definitely takes a little bit away from your experience from the retail release, as if you stay away from it and just get a game and then get your hands on it and then just never stop playing it. It has like an effect where I like that, as opposed to I don't like for the Division. I felt like it kind of it hurt it for me. I'm still a level 25. I'm almost to level 30, but I really enjoyed the alpha, and then I was getting a little bored with that with the beta. But then I played it. But you know, if I had just touched that game from Go, I think I would have played it more.
That game is dead to me. And I'm at level 30, and I even played a little bit of it afterwards, and it's dead.
Let me ask you a question, guys. Do you think that we are getting, how should I say, I won't say bored with gaming.
Spoiled, yeah.
I think so of our level of expectations of what we expect in these games. You know, like I said, this generation, I don't buy nearly as many games as I bought last generation. I said this gen, I'm just going to buy what I know I'm going to play. Last generation,
I think you're right, Z, and you're onto something, but I don't think that pertains to the four of us at all, because I think, I don't know, I mean, look at games like Titanfall. I put a shit ton. I've got like 300 hours in the Titanfall. I mean, that's not any chump change number. I mean, it's not thousands, but I mean, that's a lot of hours I put into that, and I really enjoyed it, and that goes for Witcher. I've got almost 100 hours. You know, but then you have these games that come out that are like, you know, the Division, and you have Overwatch, and you have Battleborn, and you know, that's not to say that we're spoiled. I think that you're getting a lot of games, and this is not a bash on these guys. There was a lot of 360 games that were just okay. We just didn't analyze it this in depth. Right.
Well, you know what? I really think that we need something new.
Yes.
We just keep doing the same type games over and over, and that's why I'm really excited about Crackdown 3, because that's something new. I'm so used to every kind of game. It's been done one way or another. I think we are honestly becoming a little bit of getting bored. I mean, you see that with the new consoles. The talk about that. People want a new console. Nobody's talking about games right now. Everyone's talking about hardware. So I just think we are bored. We want something different and to move the bar, and you know, I feel that way.
And you know what, Tim, that's exactly why VR is a buzzword. People are drooling for something not new and great, but just different. And that's why when they get their hands on VR, that's why, listen, you talk to Inferno, talk to any of these people that went to PAX East, and talk to any of them. They're like, the line for PSVR and Oculus and Vive was around the corner. But then after you talk to the people that waited for 30 hours to play it, they were like, it's all right.
Like, but like I said in the day, you know, with this generation, period, and like I said, this whole generation, and we've all been guilty. Like I said, these remasters and stuff need to die. We got these new consoles. I couldn't wait for this generation to start because I was so sick of last generation. But I feel like we didn't really get the chance to fully enjoy this generation because this whole generation has been muddled with nothing but cross-generation ports and remasters. And this whole generation, like I said, it's not like I said anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with power. I love my tech and I love my gadgets. I mean, in the end of the day, I like fast cars and beautiful women. It is what it is, the American way. Now, with that being said, though, but this generation, like I said, there've been a bunch of cash grabs. We haven't had there hasn't been so many great games this generation like we got when we first got our PS3s and 360s last generation. Like we haven't got the first time we played Gears. We haven't got that, to me, that oh shit moment. We're in next generation. You know what I mean? This is the next generation. You know what I mean? And I'm still waiting for that. Maybe that may never come. I don't know. Quantum Break was good game. I'm not taking anything, but like remember when you first played Gears of War and it was like, damn, this is next generation. Like to me, I have yet to really feel that experience.
I'm not going to say that Quantum Break was the best game of this gen, but I will say Quantum Break is the only game that made me feel like these machines could do something different than last gen. I don't know if that holds water with anybody, but like I really think that like you got to look at Quantum Break. You got to look at the way that the technical power that shined off of it. And say, wow, that's something that I haven't seen any game do on any system, or even the PC for that matter. I mean, it's funny. People sit here and rant and rave about the PC, and every time I watch any of the PC channels on YouTube, whenever they're doing their commentating, they're playing a PC game in the background. It's basically Dig Dug in 4K. I don't understand why that's such a big deal. But, nonetheless, I think Tim makes a good point. I think we're so drowned out with the type of games we've been getting for the past couple of years. Now we're talking hardware because we're like, hey, if you're just going to give me Borderlands 3, that shit better look crisp. You know what I mean? Like, give me
well, here's the thing.
It's not new, but it looks better.
But here's the thing. Check it out. Look like this. Last generation, look what we got. We got Assassin's Creed. We got Mass Effect.
Bioshock.
Well, yeah, we got so many new franchises. You understand what I'm saying? We have yet to get that this generation. Just think about that. Just like I said,
But Z, the only reason I want to interrupt you is I do want to be fair here because it's not fair for me. When I want to rip the devs, I'll rip the devs. But the only thing I want to say is this: do you realize, Z, every day you get in the car and you don't put a disc in or you don't play an MP3 player and you're actually playing the radio? All the music you're hearing coming off Hot 97 and all this other shit, it's all just remakes of the 70s and 60s beats. We're not even making new music no more.
To be fair though, I wasn't pumping and listening to radio in the 60s, so it still feels new and fresh to me. But there's nothing new other than
it don't matter if it's new to you. It ain't new. So what I'm saying though is like the thing is that the same thing's happening in the movies, right? People are like, these movies come out, they're like, that's like Godfather, that's like this, that's like that. We haven't seen anything. Like, the last time anybody shit their pants in the movie theater was the first time we all saw Jurassic Park. Right? But now we're like Jurassic World and a half, Jurassic on Mars.
Let me this. All right, so on one hand, can you name me what new franchises have we got this generation? Franchises that stick out that we know will have legs.
Titanfall.
Quantum Break.
Okay, think about when we got Titanfall. There was no campaign. Yeah, I'm just being real.
But it changed the multiplayer aspect, Z.
Okay. Titanfall. What else?
There's Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. That was horrible. I didn't like it at all.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's still scored. I mean, it's a good. It's going to get a sequel.
What I mean by I'm not talking about new game. I'm talking about something that'd be iconic. Like Gears of War is iconic. Assassin's Creed is iconic.
Destiny, The Division.
Destiny.
I can play Destiny on 360. I can play Destiny on the PS3.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, it's a
big game.
It just got 50 million people on it.
Okay. Look, I'm not trying to move the goalposts here, but when I got Assassin's Creed, I couldn't get that on my PlayStation 2 or my OG Xbox. When I played Gears, I knew that couldn't be run on the.
Well, going forward, it's going to be run on everything. So I mean.
Again, like I said, what I'm saying is that like this generation, and I said it's like I said, numbers don't lie. You said it yourself that where are the games? We got more games last generation than we got this generation. This generation, you're right. There's been nothing but cross-gen, developing and remasters. I bought a new consoles to play new games and new experiences, and I really haven't experienced. I'm not one to. To complain about everything. I'm Downy Smurf or anything, but it's the truth. You know,
Well,
we're excited
yeah.
about. I'm gonna get that Batman Arkham trilogy. We just played that shit last year.
Yeah, but Z, you got to remember, last generation, it was the same 4
Oh
games
shit!
every year.
Southbound and down.
What's up?
Okay,
Everybody
last,
cracks,
okay.
you know.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
you gotta-
said last
you gotta do
generation
that.
was the last. You said last generation was the same 4 games, right?
No, yeah, it was.
Okay.
You
What
you
4
had
games?
your Battlefield, your Call of Duty, your Assassin's Creed, and what was the other one?
Gears or Mass
Yeah,
Effect.
yeah,
But
you
guess
had
what?
the same 4 games just over and over and over.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
that
At
generation
least now
lasted
you
enough.
got Sunset Overdrive, like new
That's
shit. You got Quantum Break. You got new games coming out.
okay. All right. Those okay. Let's be fair. Like I said, I'm not trying to move the goalposts here. Just swing the argument in my favor. But we got those new games, right? But those games were only for the 360 and the PS3, and they were new to us for that generation. Regardless how many times we got it. Now this generation, yes, we got Sunset Overdrive. I like the game. I enjoyed it. I beat it. But there's no Sunset, Overdrive. It's not a franchise. You understand what I'm saying?
It should have been.
Should have been.
It should have been. I mean,
Well-
would you complain if there's a sequel to Sunset Overdrive?
Oh no, Buff. No, listen. Again, I'm not. I won't complain. No, and I'm just talking about as far as Microsoft and Sony. We haven't gotten too many iconic IPs for this generation. So you know what? We're in the next generation. That can't be done on last generation hardware. You know what I mean? Because the biggest Destiny was, guess what? I can still play Destiny on the 360 and the PS3. It good as Forza Horizon 2 was.
It's
Check it out.
like it's a cheaper,
Check it out. I'm swinging for you.
experience.
Check it out. And good as Forza Horizon 2 was, I still could have played that on the 360. As good as Titanfall was, I still could have played that on the 360. Give me another one. As good as Tomb Raider was, I still could have played that on the 360.
Well, this-
and that
this
has been the
gen
problem.
Yeah, but you're talking about like going from like PC graphics to console graphics. You know what I mean? You get a cheaper experience on
What's
the
that so about
last gen.
But look at what.
Well,
okay, look
I'm
at this.
just comparing, apples
Okay,
to apples.
hey,
You know what I mean?
check it out. So take the PC out of the picture. Last generation hardware is a half a gig of RAM, right? We're just gonna do, half a gig of RAM. This generation we got 8 gigs of RAM. Supposedly, if we getting truly next generation games, they shouldn't be able to run on last generation's hardware.
Well,
WP,
they're ports. They're ports.
It ain't that much shoehorned in the world. That means they're not taking advantage of what we have here, and that's the truth.
UWP.
You know what I mean?
Well, this whole generation's been fucking obliterated. If anything, this generation's been an extension of last generation. The games are pretty much along the same lines.
Yeah.
There's nothing new. There's nothing that's like we haven't hit that yet. Maybe, like we just seem to be doing the same things over and over. Maybe I don't know. I haven't played Uncharted. Maybe Uncharted does some different things, but
No way.
overall,
10 out of 10. If you say anything less, you get a fucking petition started
You
against
get
you.
petitioned to die.
But at the people want something new, and I think that's why people are so crazy, like Mooch said about VR, is because this is. I just think that we've hit a wall, and I'm hoping that they can get a little more creative. I mean, I like Tomb Raider and I love it, but there's too many games where you take a hatchet and you hit the floor and then you mine something or you do that. There has to be new stuff that you're doing that they're incorporating that makes it, I guess, feel next generation, and that's why I want the cloud. I don't think anybody who if you look at what's going on in Crackdown 3. You can apply that to another game, their next game, and do it to something else. That makes things different. So that's where we are.
But at the same token, though, Microsoft has
in an armpit right now, armpit gen.
Yeah, but like I said, at the end of the day, Microsoft have to be the one to quarterback it. Like I said, going forward, all of their exclusives should be using some, factor of the cloud going forward. If you want this thing to be, you guys hyped it up at the beginning.
Isn't Sea of Thieves supposed to be using the cloud?
I'm hoping.
Again, it's an MMO, though. I mean, you can't make all your games online only.
Well, here's the thing. Well, okay, it's not even so much all. Well, what do you think of Microsoft? First of all, when you think of Microsoft games, you think of. I don't think Microsoft will really put out too many single player games. It is what it is. What I'm saying is some functionality of the cloud. I don't care if, I don't know, what's some stuff that's rendered in it, like they're doing in Titanfall, or it can be even a single player game. Some parts of it, being rendered in the cloud, whatever the case. If you want people, if you think this is the way the industry should go, this is the new bleeding thing, you guys have to get behind it yourself also. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. If you say this is the new thing, the new wave, this is going to be what's up. This is the future.
I don't even think they're talking about that anymore. To be honest with you, yeah, why?
They're not.
Yeah.
Last time Microsoft, the cloud's for everyone. Sony can use the cloud. That's the last thing I heard from them. Like, what the hell?
Well, yeah, I mean anybody can. Well, you can rent cloud servers.
Yeah, you can get that from Amazon.
Well,
Yeah.
no, what I mean by this,
Or
when they
Microsoft.
first, were showing off the Xbox One, and they were saying that the cloud makes the Xbox One 32 times. You know what I'm talking about? 32 times more powerful with the power of the cloud. Especially at their Japanese unveiling, they were hyping up the cloud. I've seen a commercial at like 30 Xbox 360s and all that shit wrapped with the power of the cloud. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, it's time to forget about all that stuff, man. All that and that DX12 nonsense. Just time to. We got what we got. You know what I mean?
And you know what though? I have to take an kind of black eye on that one, because everyone was like, oh, wait till DX12. You know what I mean? Things are
Hell
so
yeah,
much
you think I
smoother.
didn't?
And, I mean, everybody was hyped up for it. Everybody thought, you know what I mean? I mean, we really drank the Kool-Aid when it came to that.
Well, I don't really think it's fair to. I gotta say this though. That's not really fair either, guys, because DX12 hasn't really been implemented yet. There's nothing you're playing with a full DX12 game.
It'll help.
Yeah, Quantum Break.
DX12.
It's got a sprinkling of it.
Suppose the DX12 is just, it just really just makes it easier to make, port a game or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not. They showed the commercial. They showed DX12. I'm sorry. They showed Quantum Break. And who fault is that? Microsoft, this is your own API. Why aren't your exclusives taking advantage of your own API?
Maybe a process that takes down. I personally, I agree. I think we should all just leave. There's no trying to figure that stuff out. But that being said, supposedly it just makes everything more efficient, and you have more draw calls, or it's the way it's fed to the CPU. You get more draw calls, so it'll help. But at the end of the day, new hardware is if you're gonna get power, you're gonna need it hardware for sure.
Oh yeah, it's needed. At the end of the day, to take away this whole perception. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it may not be a big deal, deciding factor for us, because we're still gonna get our multiplats, but we're not the gaming community. Like I said, perception is everything, and the Xbox One is perceived as being the weaker console. Whether how much we try to spend it, X, Y, and Z, it is what it is, and that's not going to change. You know what I mean? Like I said, we can talk about games. We all share the same multiplats. There's no denying that. But and you can even say that, Sony got the better exclusive than Xbox, but that's still upwards for opinion. That's your opinion. That's my opinion. Okay. But when your multiplat is 1080p and mine is 900p, or yours is 1080p and mine is 720p. That's a big, you know what I mean? If no one has a 900p television, trust me, I know this. But it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? That is the elephant in the room, whether we choose to agree with it or not.
Yeah.
Of
course.
So.
I mean,
as much as we hate to talk about peas, but I mean that's the stigma. That's what it's on everybody's mind. It is. I mean, really, we should be talking about frames per second instead of peas.
But we should be talking about the games. I don't even think console. Maybe because it wasn't the issue last generation. You understand what I'm saying? No one, and when Microsoft had.
You have people dismissing games because of the resolution. So that's where we're at right now, and they are generally dismissing the game. Not playing it.
Yep. And it's not going anywhere. It's not going to stop until Microsoft can close that performance gap. And
I asked a guy one time from Xbox PR, and I was like, "Isn't it kind of weird that like all the review copies and everything, they're all PlayStation copies, and you really rarely see the Xbox version being reviewed?" And it just goes back to the whole 1080p thing. Like they want to review what's quote unquote the best version of the game. So 8 times out of 10.
You know what? And I'm sorry, South. My thing is, how in the hell did they put themselves in that box right there?
Well, you're absolutely right, and that's for us
because nobody was talking about it.
Well, that's for us consumers.
Nobody was.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. You took your strongest suit, what you had last generation, is that whether you choose to believe multi-plats rule, because you get them every Tuesday. And Microsoft strong point last generation, they had the better version of the multi-plat. Whether we talked about it in public or not, it is what it is, and it was easy to develop for.
Well,
They
yeah,
gave
that
all that
cell
away this
processor
generation.
was a bitch from
Yes,
whatever.
and Sony's been
whatever
known
they
for
on.
having horrible dev kits. I remember the owner or founder of Atari did an interview, and he was saying one of Microsoft's best strong suit is that they have the best development kits in the world, and yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was playing it up, you know what I mean? But guess what? Sony adapted, and they made their console, easy to develop for. So this generation, we heard that the PS4 was more easy to develop for than the Xbox One.
You know,
And how many times have you heard that?
this generation blew up, though. I mean, this generation is completely blown up right now. Where people are totally moved on from both these consoles because of all the rumors and stuff. That's how crazy it's gotten. It really, if you told me what we're talking about now at the beginning of 2013, I would have laughed you in your face, and you're out of your mind. But
Yeah.
we are here. We all want new consoles. And when E3 comes and Microsoft doesn't announce anything but a Slim,
Yep.
people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Tim just nailed it. Tim just nailed
But
it.
But
that's
could
where
it
we're
really
at.
just
at the same time, people aren't realizing that they're still selling at a pace more Xbox Ones than they were 360s. So
Oh no, no,
I
no,
mean,
no! I get it.
they're still
Sal,
making a grip of money off.
Hey, Sal, I get it. But how, in all hindsight, 2020, how can you announce a Slim with the same components, the same issues that you have now, when your competitor went back in there and redid what they did? And who's going to buy a Slim for $300 when you can buy a console that's 3 times as powerful for $400? That's not being practical.
I
That's
think
it.
they want one to compete with the one that Sony, the regular base Sony unit, that's probably going to be $249 or something. You still have to
You're
compete.
still
with
not
that.
competing with that because that's still more powerful than what you have.
But you have to remember, you already got devs going on record saying, "Hey, this whole Neo mode is gonna divide their
Yeah, that's that.
Well,
fan base."
listen. Whether it divides them or not, it is what it is and going forward. But you can't come out and say, "Hey, I got a Slim," and when your competitor got a nuclear bomb over here, we're talking about 4 teraflops.
Well, I don't think the Neo
But
is
at
a
the same
nuclear
time,
bomb,
I mean, say you can only afford an Xbox One, right? And an Xbox comes out with a new beefier hard drive or whatever, more powerful specs. And you just bought your Xbox One 6 months ago, and then you're like, well, fuck, I can't go run out and buy a new.
Oh, well, you don't have.
hard.
Well, guess what?
You know what I
Here's
mean?
the thing.
That's the thing.
Sal.
That would piss off a lot of people. So.
Oh, well, listen. You'd rather be pissed off and pissed on. You already spent your money. So what you being mad at me? That doesn't mean anything. People been pissed off at Microsoft this whole generation. What are you gonna go back and piss on Rhett and Steps? I got your money. I don't care about you being pissed off. You're gonna stop gaming?
Yeah.
I think us as gamers or console gamers, that whole mindset of console generation lasting 5 to 6 years, no more. Look at the things that the video just came out and announced the other day. They're new. We talking. Listen.
Yeah, the
we
video
did the
killed
rumor.
it. They
Yes,
killed
they
it.
did. I did. We all did a video talking about the next Xbox being 6 times or 5 times more powerful than the Neo. We're talking about 10 teraflops. And people say, no way in hell. No way.
Oh, I did that so tongue in cheek though. I mean, that's not going to happen.
But listen. Again, do you see the specs of that? It can happen. Did you see the specs of that in the video? They have a 1070.
The 9 teraflops was like $600 itself. So
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
gonna
but
sell
listen.
a lot.
Put that
They're
in
not going to switch to NVIDIA though.
No. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying, is that they have their new 1080, well, even the 1070, but the 1080 is more powerful than 2 980s running together at SLI. You know what I mean? There's 2 cards
It's a
together.
beast. Yeah, you didn't get.
I mean, you understand? And again, and you have to realize this too. Microsoft and Sony, they're not paying what we're paying. They buy these things by the 10. They probably, if that car costs us $600, it may cost them $120. You know what I mean? I saw a breakdown of the PS3 when it first came out, and whatever the top of the line they had, it would have cost the average Joe Smo. It was like $549. Sony got it for $68 a pop. You know what I mean? They're not paying what we're paying. You know what I mean?
Well, obviously, they're buying in bulk. Like
They're gonna go.
millions,
They're gonna
of
go
course.
AMD. What I still suspect, and I still hold to this, even though it makes people nuts, You're going to get a console Slim this year from Xbox, and you're going to get a newer Xbox in 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, 2018. And it's going to be, it's going to, in my opinion, it's going to be the most powerful by a lot. And
like
then they're back in the ball game. But you're right. Right now,
2 years, they can't wait 2 years to be back in the ball game.
That's everyone freaks out, but I disagree. I disagree.
But here's the thing. Look at it like this.
I think people won't stop gaming.
No. People won't stop gaming, and I'm not negating it. But you can't. Listen, we're just going by numbers here, okay? You have a console, whether it's a slim or a triangle or a square, whatever you want to call it. You cannot come out and announce the same console with the same specs. And you know what you're going to, even what you say, where they're going to go against the base model, even that's kicking your ass 2-1 or 3-1, whatever the case. And here it is, and people are going to stop buying the regular PlayStation 4s after a while because you have a console for $400 that's 4 times as powerful as those. And this generation is not about games; it's about power. You know what I mean? That's all that it's been about. You know what I mean? That's a big. You can't go out and say, "Hey, I got a slim." Nobody wants a slim. When I can get a $300 or whatever you're going to charge for it.
I don't think you're getting a console that's going to do anything this year. I just don't see it.
Well, if it doesn't come, it's going to be out in 2017. If it doesn't come out this year, next year. But, you know, in 2 years is too long.
Yeah, I'm still saying 2. But, yeah, it come 2 years, late 2017, sure.
There's not going to be a new console anytime soon. I mean, right now, it'll be rushed. And when it's rushed, it has potential to have problems.
I don't think it's really rushed. I think, like I said, we're just hearing about it now. Trust me, those wheels been in motion for at least 2 years.
Well, I mean, you know, you got reports saying that both PlayStation and Xbox have been already made deals with AMD for new chips. So, I mean, obviously they're working on something, whether that's for the next one or, you know, in a couple of years or a new, you know, hardware for next year or whatever. But, I mean, I don't see nothing more than just a Slim this year.
Well, I do think it's going to be a slim this year, but I mean, I would say this. Let's be honest, guys. Except for the chipset, which has already been determined, we know that they're buying these chips. The rest of the components in the box that would be relevant in a box that would come out in 2017, nothing's that dramatically different than what's out on the shelves these days. So normally I would agree with you, South, to say rushed, but here's the thing. The reason I don't think it's rushed in any kind of event for a fall 2017 release of the Xbox Beast Fire is because the features and everything they want is within Windows 10, which Mike Ibarra and his team have a firm grasp on. So features and all that have already been determined. The UI is not going to change much from what we already have. We have the upgraded UI. It may tweak a couple of things here and there, fonts are bigger, etc., but it'll be about the same. Really, if they've got the chipset already locked in with AMD like Sony does and Nintendo does, they're just going to replace the chips, put it into a sleeker. They're probably going to hire somebody who has some kind of architectural design, some sort of design, and not just putting it into a square or a rectangle. And they're gonna put this thing out. I don't.
It sits up on its side because God.
Well, I guess
it's going to be using Polaris. Yeah. That's supposed to be the game changer for both Microsoft and Sony. You know what I mean?
But to agree with South though, this year, 2016, you're only getting a slim. That's
right.
The truth.
But what does that do though? Honestly.
Well, what it does though, Z, I hate to sound repetitive, but I've said it to you directly 3 weeks now. You go home in October with your big fancy Neo box. You get home, you plug it in the wall. You got nothing to do with it. So
but you got multiplats to keep it up. So that's not going to change.
I know you're a betting man, and I don't like doing it. But there's maybe one multi-plat this fall will have that because Sony will have a stronghold over them. But except for that, these games are not going to all do Neo mode because they told them to. Listen, Sony's the market leader, but 1.4 million over the Xbox One in the United States is not a huge market leader because a lot of these countries in Italy and Guam and South Africa and they're not buying a ton of these games and shit like that. It's America that's buying a lot of them in England.
So let me ask you guys real quick. Let me ask you.
Yes,
You know, I'm getting called a moron in chat, which is kind of funny. Anyways, all right. So you got Neo mode, you got regular PS4 mode, and then you have Xbox One for a multiplat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how much dev time would I actually have to put in to?
No, look at it like this. Let's look at it like this, South. I know where you're going with this. And again, I say this again and again because maybe, like I said, it's being playing on console game. It's hard maybe for some guys to wrap their head around this. If you have a GTX 1080, right? and this guy may have a GTX 960. We're all able to enjoy the same game on PC. Am I right or am I wrong, right? It's just that with my 1080, I can fire everything up and play it at 60 frames a second, better tessellation, particle effect. I get all that stuff and then some. Hair moving and swinging, you don't get none of that. And this, based, like I said, according to the email that I read, I can't say from who, but from emails that I read, every game from October going forward has to have Neo mode. I don't
Well,
care
the developers,
Sony's not going to pass certification on their game. You're not going to put your game on our platform if you don't have Neo mode. And in Neo mode, it has to have, not to cut you off crap, it has to also, run at a higher frame rate, and have higher graphic fidelity. That's according to what I read.
Well, here's the thing, though. There's already developers that have debunked that you don't need to do a Neo mode. Some won't be able to afford it. Right. The Rocket Cars dev has already come out and said it's basically developing for a completely new console.
Okay.
And they've said that. And they've said that basically not all developers are going to be able to do that.
It makes it easy for everyone. It's easy.
Okay, listen. You got what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some small indie shelf in the corner. You got Activision, you got Ubisoft, and you got EA. Who's the other big ones? Konami. Konami's done. Yeah, okay. I'm just saying that's about it, right? As far as that makes third-party games, am I right? Rockstar. And again, so you're just developing. You're taking away the PS3 and the 360. They're going right. So it's taking the place of the PS3 and the 360 is the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and now the new version of the Neo or whatever Microsoft calls there, you still have 4 consoles, and fifth, which would be PC.
You only need one for PC, Xbox One, and whatever the hell the next thing is, though.
No, I'm just saying in general. So it's not really I don't trust me.
That's what I mean. So basically, if you're making a game for PlayStation, you have to make 2 games or just
they don't give a fuck about the developer. They did that for fucking PSVR because. Basically, they're going to have games that you can just play on PSVR.
Oh, well, did you see the one developer complaining about the CPU in that thing already? They're like, they replaced the GPU, and they put the same shit CPU in and just overclocked it. They're still going to have trouble running.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, yeah.
CPU. Yeah, it doesn't. It's weird. I'm interested. I actually am very interested in watching Sony's presentation this year. First of all, how they're going to sell this thing, how they're going to sell the old one, and... You know what I'm saying?
How do you not screw over the old one? I mean, it's just to me. I don't know.
Hey, the PS4 was selling like hotcakes, and I get for the for the VR whatever for the long run they have to have a little bit more power for that. But I mean, for now,
all right. So riddle me this: I don't see them again as having a problem with selling it because more power, cool. This generation has been all about power. That's the.
That's the thing now.
Yeah,
you're hitting 1080 right now. I could understand Microsoft doing it with the fucking.
But again, we're not talking about resolution. We're talking about higher graphic fidelity.
I can see Microsoft doing it.
It's all nonsense.
Yeah, it is.
PS4 just wrote it out and fucking had the foot on the throat the whole time. They would have made money with PS4.
This has got the potential to blow up in Sony's face. See, you don't understand. I know you're looking at.
I'm looking at the glasses half empty.
Yeah, well, see, he wants the latest, greatest,
Okay, take me out of the equation. Just take me out of the equation. I have nothing to do with this, whatever I can afford or not. But this generation, guys, has not been about the games. We got to get out of that mindset. Like I said, I've always said this: that technology is forever moving forward. The video just showed up 2 cards the day before yesterday. You know what I mean? For $370.
And whatever releases from Microsoft or Sony to
next mix.
Yes, but whatever Microsoft and Sony release, that'll already be outdated by the time they release it because it's still on hardware.
I get that. So again, for technology to move forward, like I said, those 6-7 year long, whatever the hell, that's no more. You know what I mean? But it's a beautiful thing.
Even if they're gonna fucking release the.
Here's the beautiful thing, and I'm gonna shut the hell up. The beautiful thing is. If you don't want to, I don't see nothing wrong with options. If you don't want to and I can see they say, you know what, I was feel screwed if they were just putting the game out on this Neo for now, and I couldn't play it on my vanilla PlayStation 4. You still get to experience it. Then I can see people being screwed. Okay, like fine, I can't this, but like I said, if we still able to enjoy the same game library, I don't have a problem with options. If you choose to get it, you can. If you don't, forget it. Keep it moving. You know what I
So
mean?
developers put out the 15 frames per second version on the old
Well,
hardware.
guess what? If you want that version, you got to buy it. People don't have the same advantages on PC all day. Some person may have a input lag monitor. They want to play. Everyone has the latest of everything. No one has a fight stick. That one has a what's we call this delete controller. You buy what you can afford.
Yeah, but Z, here's the
Oh,
problem.
wow.
You've got a fan base in Sony. You've got to look at who your audience is. When you're selling something, okay? Like they always say, you could sell an ice cream cone to an Eskimo. They don't say you can do that because it's easy, because it's goddamn freezing in goddamn Alaska.
So what's the
My point is
best point? If
the
gamers
point,
are pissed
the
off,
point of the matter is not the gamers. Sony fans are cheap as fuck.
Okay.
They don't buy shit.
okay,
Well,
okay.
they buy a lot of fucking consoles. I mean,
They
And
don't
they have
buy a lot
software.
of consoles. They buy one console, 0 games.
No, I mean it's the software leader. It sells more software than the Xbox One. Let's be honest.
They're not the software. You gotta look at their exclusives. All their JRPGs.
It's not
which is
about
what the comment.
exclusives
Hold on,
anymore.
though.
It's about multiplayer. Why do you think the PS4 is selling the way it is? They're
Yeah,
not
but they
selling
have
that
the
thing on the back
multi-plat
of
now right
exclusive.
now.
They have.
That just doesn't make sense.
No.
They have the multi-plat cloud. Nothing changes. All this does with Neo is confuses the whole situation.
Exactly.
What's going to happen is they're going to fucking release it, and then 2 years later they're going to release another one to match Microsoft.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what's going to end up happening. So it's a fuck job from
It's an
Go.
arms race. Yeah, that's exactly
But
it.
again, like I said in the
main
day,
event.
but like I said, I don't see in it well again, even if the people are pissed, just say that. I still have what you gonna take back your $4 you already gave me? What you gonna go? You know what? I'm through with Sony.
Yeah, but you
I'm
still
gonna go
don't
buy an
want to see
Xbox
everyone
One.
get fucked over. I mean, people did when they bought the consoles. I mean, you expect 3 years out of it. I mean, this
You
is
did
what.
get the console's
I
not
mean,
dead.
4 or 5.
yeah,
It's
I
not
was
dead though,
thinking
guys.
nothing,
It's still
nothing
there.
less
It's
than
not
5.
like they
People just
continue
bought
to-
it this holiday, thinking, okay, what's that?
Okay, you are set, and you can from the foreseeable future, every multiplayer, every exclusive that we release, you will be able to play and enjoy.
But maybe at a less less
What?
frame rate on online or what have you. I mean,
If you again, here comes okay. You're right. My consoles are going to look better than yours. My car's faster than yours. But guess what? It's not a members only club here. If you want it, trade in your PS4.
yeah,
you
but
got- you buy the new one.
spending $800 to get through a 5-year generation.
You don't have to spend anything to get.
Yeah,
the
but
generation.
dude, this is the thing. You don't understand that people would be upset
I do
about that,
understand.
though, right?
What are you upset with? I can afford something.
I'm
you
not.
can't.
Listen, I'm not. This is
My
what I'm
neighbor
saying.
has a Ferrari.
Listen.
I
I'm
don't
gonna say
care.
this. I'm gonna say this in the fucking easiest terms I can. Okay. Listen. You buy a fucking console. These things are typically set for 5 to 6 years. Now all of a sudden they want to change the goddamn
Okay.
rules on you. Now you want to say, you know what? One of the things that people probably really like about consoles is the fact that you don't got some fucking asshole on the other end with a $5,000 version that can play at a higher frame rate and a higher fidelity. Now that's not the case. So what's the fucking advantage?
Okay.
Because guess what? For the $800, like you said, you can build your own PC with
Okay.
that shit you were talking about earlier.
Okay, here's the thing. Again, so let's which is not the truth.
The 1080 is.
No, here's the thing. No. This is the truth here. Okay, so you buy people. The reason why people buy consoles, crap, is for the simplicity. You sit in your ass, put the game in, mouse. I mean, we got a controller.
Yes.
Doesn't work. People don't buy the console.
Yeah, we like the closed
Okay,
aspect of
and again, you said this generation is not closing. It's not. They're not shutting the door on the PlayStation 4. They're not stop releasing software for the vanilla version of the PlayStation 4.
But essentially, what they're doing is starting. Dude, I'm not. I'm just telling you what people are thinking. In general.
You know what? I'm mad that someone else has a better. What the
Right,
fuck
but
are you mad
there
about?
are-
if you just bought one
Hold
last
on,
month.
hold on. That's not so much as saying I'm mad someone else can afford something I can't. It's the point like, hey, if I was a hardcore Sony fan and
So you gonna stop being a Sony fan?
I'd be a little bit pissed off, like, whoa.
So
what?
what you do?
If-
you
if-
pay
if-
yourself-
if-
pissed off.
If I just went
You
and
were
bought
pissed off when the rumor first came.
about Xbox, yeah, about
you were
Xbox,
pissed
yeah.
off, and
I was
Okay, listen. So if you being pissed off doesn't mean anything. You still gonna spend your money, right? You're still gonna buy games.
Yeah,
Okay, so you being pissed, I'd rather be pissed off than pissed on, right? Hey, take it or leave it. What are you gonna go over here? So what? We still get you. It doesn't make a difference.
I mean, that's
mad.
like Microsoft shouldn't have fucking caved and fucking 180'd on all their initial shit, right? Because what? Because people were pissed off, right? But they had to because nobody would have bought their shit. And this has that chance to blow up in Sony's face where nobody's going to buy this thing.
Yep.
I don't see it as that.
And that's
man.
why
Because
they-
look, next gen. I know
hardcore.
you're not into handhelds or whatever. So Nintendo put out a beefier 3DS, and it doesn't sell as well as the old 3DS. Why? Because there's no real other reason to have the newer 3DS. Because there's
To
only a
play one
couple.
game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 or whatever. But honestly, if they're going to play the same fucking games, the majority of people are going to go with the cheaper option.
Okay.
So, like I said originally, the Neo isn't really Microsoft's concern, nor should it be right now, because you stay on track. Phil doesn't want to do that little incremental upgrade. That's all that is. That's not a big upgrade what they're doing with that.
4 teraflops?
Yeah, I mean, it's just doubling basically. That's not a ton. A big. Well, no. I think it's not going to be that big a deal.
4
That
teraflops plus?
yeah, the CPU bound. Yeah, but what's going to take advantage of
Take the
it?
CPU out of it. Listen. Games are made. Engines are most GPU heavy. You have very few engines that are CPU heavy. Okay, that's where you have a GPU. Whatever the CPU can handle, the GPU will take over. Okay, that's not even the issue. So the discredit is saying that 4 teraflops is not a big substantial leap. That come on, the Xbox One is only 1.3.
A couple $1 million last year was spent on Sony's E3. They got on stage. They talked Shenmue 3, they talked The Last Guardian, and you know what they really did? They talked out of their ass. What Sony's wanted is what we're doing tonight for them. By the way, if Sony's listening, you're welcome. Because all they're doing is putting out a Neo for their PSVR. Their competition is the Oculus and the Vive, which are more beefier because they're hooked up to PCs out of the box. You buy a helmet and a controller, okay? They couldn't do that. They've got 75 wires, 13 cables, and a partridge in a pear tree in that fucking kit. So hear me out, Z. What you have is a couple of Sony birds talking to people that are on YouTube saying, well, we do have the capability of a Neo mode, and this Neo mode could do this. So what do? They start writing. People, insiders, start talking. People start trolling. People start doing this and that. What Crap said, and I'm just kind of elaborating on, is the Neo is only... There's a reason Microsoft's not stepping on the gas. It's not because they're scared. We all know that Microsoft can literally, if they looked in their pocket after lunch, they could buy Sony with what's left after lunch. It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is this. We have a PSVR box coming out called the Neo. What they did was Sony has the best marketing and PR sons of bitches on earth. And really what marketing and PR is liars. Really good liars. Okay? So they have people out there being like, well, the box can do this. Sure it can. It can do a lot of things. But it's not going to do this Neo mode. You've got devs saying, I don't want to do the extra work. And unless you have somebody like Vito Corleone, or either my brains or a fucking signature is going to be on this piece of paper, I'm not doing your Neo mode, dude. I don't.
Well, guess what? We're not going to certify your game on our platform.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Sony has no clout. That PlayStation Z is the only thing keeping the lights on. You lose 2 major devs,
right.
they're
but
closed.
Listen, Mooch, you have 4 big developers, okay? Now, if Ubisoft said this, problem. If EA said this, problem.
They'll follow.
If, whoever else, if any listen, if you were making games for the PlayStation 3, okay, that's not the issue anymore.
Z,
don't you remember with the
Wii U? Who was the first one to say it? Ubisoft said we're not making third-party games anymore, and then all of a sudden it was like it doesn't matter. But then it was Domino's fell. EA was the next day. Activision was the next day. They're like, fuck that, we're out too. Fuck that, we're out too.
It was because they wasn't selling.
But you already have the murmuring coming on from the street level. The little devs are saying they don't want to do it. All it's going to take is one dude with brass balls to be like, we're not doing Neo mode unless it's an extremely hot game. We're not doing all of our games like that. And they're all going to go, we're not
either. It might only be after a 2-year time. You only got 5 or 6 titles.
I'm going to say this. No, I shouldn't even be saying this. But listen, when Microsoft and Sony, when they come up with their hardware, they converse with third party, okay? So they don't go to Nintendo. They go to third party. This is what we're working on. What do you think you guys can do with this? They don't just come out of left field and say, hey, this is the box. It doesn't work like that. They sit down and they talk in depth with third parties, what they're working on, what you guys will be able to achieve with this. What do you want to end about? The same thing with Epic did with Microsoft with the 360 when they were making Gears. What do you guys need to see your vision? Okay? Boop bop, boop bop, boop bop. We need more RAM. All right, that's why the 360 had more RAM in it. Again, they're not just. You think the Sony just sitting in the factory and man just come out with a console? Hey, trust and believe they didn't took these console. They're to third party. Okay, the multiple trust me. They don't just release something out in the wind.
Complaining though.
Well,
Developers have been complaining.
Yeah.
but listen, I you know, for what people, like I said, they're all on board. They're excited. You know, they get, you know, it is what it is. Now we
Who's
can see.
excited?
Okay, the people I spoke to, same people I told you that said that console, the new stuff was coming out, and no one believed me.
Dude, it wasn't that I didn't believe you. It was just
No,
that
you didn't
it was
believe me. You didn't
completely
believe me. You kept talking about the
stupid.
slim shit. I know you
It's
guys
it's
know I'm
completely
real
asinine to do this, though. To be honest with you,
crap. It may not make sense to you.
it
But you
doesn't
gotta
make
realize,
sense. I don't think it makes sense to a lot of people.
I'm excited. I want to. Like I said, I like new, pretty, exciting
Hey,
things.
that's awesome. But to me, this just says that so many people were full of shit. They act like they were happy with their consoles, right? The PlayStation fans are sitting there, oh, we love our PS4. Now they're all of a sudden they don't love it. You know what I mean? Everybody's happy with their Xbox One. Now all of a sudden they don't love it. Fuck that, man. Give me the games.
Listen, trust me.
Give me the fucking game. I'm not worried about some fucking incremental bullshit.
I would rather had even you, South. You said the same thing when you were playing Quantum Break, and I asked you, what was the one bracket you said to me? Yeah, you can tell it is kind of 720p ish. Wouldn't you like to play a game in native 1080p then? If you're saying that you don't, like, come on, like that's just being honest.
No, of course you want
right then.
the best possible.
We've gotten our teeth kicked in this generation because of this resolution. I would like to just get our games and enjoy our games and not let it be dissected apart about the resolution.
It's going to be something else.
It won't be that. Well,
no, but it'll be 10
well, you say the game is trash or
Yeah.
not. That's still your opinion. But the resolution.
It'll be a 59. It'll be a 59 drop. It'll be 60, 59.
Like I said, here's the thing: a performance issue is something you can't lie about, okay? But whether you say the game is trash or not, like I said, we all entitled to our opinion. You know what I mean? But it's a problem when we both have the same games and your games is running a higher resolution and frame rate than my said games. That is an issue. You know what I mean? And it's been an issue this whole generation. You know? And people do want to feel like they got the best version of what. That's why the PS4 is not selling on the back of the exclusive on Uncharted. I'm not saying Uncharted may not be a big brand, but they didn't sell 40 million PS4s on the back of Uncharted. They did it on the back of Multiplex. Week after
They
week.
did it on the back of not being called the Xbox One.
Exactly.
I mean, let's just call it straight. They just
Everybody stays away from a leopard. You know what I mean?
And what's the leopard? What's the reason? Because of what? The resolution, right?
No, because Microsoft wanted to do right, and they wanted to do this. And
There's so many different reasons. I mean, you could say price.
$100 price point, Force Connect.
You could say Connect.
The government spying on you.
I mean, there's so many. Right out the gate, they had so many knocks against them. Like, I mean, they shot themselves in the foot, in each foot 3 times before they fucking stepped out the door.
That's true. That's true.
And unfortunately, they're still reeling from it.
I do like what Phil's doing though. I think Phil has a good head on his shoulders and is steering the ship right. You know, he's got the games thing going on. I'm excited about that. You know what I mean? I wish he wouldn't be so cryptic sometimes, but I mean, you know the man South. You know that's just how he is. I mean,
yeah, you know what? I got in trouble, man. The other day, I was kind of, pressing him for info and shit, and he got kind of mad at me.
Well, what did he told me that I ask
trap
questions because we were talking about a game and like I alluded to a sequel to it, and he was like, "Oh, these are you with your trap questions. That's what you do, Tim." It's like you get a question and it ties into something.
He's like, "Oh, I gotta go into PR mode."
yeah.
Hey, here's something that I heard. Somebody messaged me this. Let's see. Oh, about third-party marketing deals. Apparently, there's going to be a bundle, Xbox One bundle with the Slim for Battlefield 3.
Smart.
Titanfall 2 is going to be bundled and advertised. Mass Effect next year is going to be bundled.
I hope so.
Let's see. From what I understand, this is what this guy says. Again, take it with a fucking grain of salt. He says Phil made a mistake banking on first party too much and quickly realized it. So you see that there will be more third party marketing coming. There's a Skyrim remaster coming with Oblivion backwards compatible as well. It's a proper remaster, not just a port. It'll have next gen graphics and all DLC. The Visceral Star Wars game, Microsoft already got rights to on that because they saw how good Sony was with Battlefront, and they want to get it on the Star Wars tip because supposedly this game is supposed to come out next year in time for Episode 8. So they want to have the marketing rights for that holiday. or whatever. So yeah, so that's what I heard too. Also, Ori and the Blind Forest 2.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
I mean, listen,
That's
we
the
all
only-
know that Ori 2 is coming eventually, but I don't see it coming this year, next year.
It'll be
Probably-
announced. at
I'd say
E3,
probably
I think.
2018.
I think it'll be announced at E3, to be honest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just cleared it right up. I got the house to my goddamn self.
Yeah.
Hallelujahs.
All right. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, you said 2018? We just talking about the
Yep.
Xbox?
Oh, no. Ori 2.
Ori 2. Microsoft. Is that on Steam?
yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I hope they put all their games on Steam, man. Actually make some money off that shit.
I mean, I don't, like I said, them PC guys are weird bunch. Unless it's multiplayer. They don't buy too many.
Dude, if they would have put Quantum Break on Steam, it would have sold a shit ton, right? Just because it would have. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna spend money on the Windows 10 stuff. Unfortunately, I think that they have to do
to play it.
It's so crazy, though. Why?
But here's the thing: you still need Windows 10 to play it.
operating system. It's just it's just we don't play
Well,
games.
it's like this. It's like this,
though.
Tim. Okay, think about this,
It's so
right?
crazy.
Yeah, it's just like people that play Steam. They have their Steam achievements. They've been on that shit for so long that all their games are there. And then it's like saying, okay, there's a game I really want to play. 99% of my other games are on Steam, but then I'm gonna have to go play on this other way and not get my achievements or anything like
I
that.
don't
You know
think
what I mean?
achievements are not added up though. They you can just lock achievements in the game. They're not added up.
I don't know how
Score.
Steam stuff goes,
Yeah,
but
unless they change it. I ain't been on Steam about a year. You don't get a score like on the Xbox or the PS4.
But they have their achievements on
Yeah,
there.
but
I've never
score,
had
though.
a Steam account, so I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't get a score.
uh,
Like you don't get a score like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just unlock achievements inside.
I have a
the game.
Steam account.
Yeah, you don't get a score. You do get achievements, but it's not a score.
OS is very good, but I don't know. If I wanted to play a game like Quantum Break, I wouldn't. I went to Origin a couple of times
I
to
don't
play
think that's
EA
the
games, so I would just play the game. To me, it's the game.
I don't think that, like I said, that's the issue. The fact that it's in Microsoft Store. It's the fact that it's a single player game, and PC guys, sad to say, not all of you guys, but 99.9% of you guys.
well, no, look,
Like, too.
people bought Alan Wake. That was a single player game. When that shit came to Steam, man, that sold like hotcakes over there.
Yeah,
You
it
know
was,
what I mean? It's like-
$11.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, even so, like, look at how piss poor it looks like Quantum Break did. Like, everybody's like, wait, we want something new, and then when the new stuff comes out, they don't buy shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're not buying the new stuff. So it's a little bit of a weird kind of catch-22. You want new stuff, but you don't buy the new stuff when it gets out. You just buy the old stuff and then bitch about getting nothing but old stuff. You know what I mean?
So you don't think Quantum Break did well? I'm sorry.
No. Quantum Break got spanked by Ratchet and Clank, Star Fox, Wii U.
Well, it got spanked by Star Fox, and that's something
Yeah.
different. By Star Fox. Well, here's the thing. Well, I'm glad you said it. If it got spanked, it was on PC. Like Microsoft, because you talking about pissing off your, fan base. You know, what I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm still from the mindset that you do need some things exclusive to your platform to sell your hardware. And hey, if it didn't sell well, maybe you stop putting your goddamn games. It was just going to be a shitstorm. They released Gears 4 day and date on consoles as on PC. It's going to be a fucking shitstorm. All over again.
I think they're going to learn that.
I think they learned their lesson on that one.
They're going to have a
I think
delay.
you wait 6 months. You make these games 6 months out. That way you can refine the version and you can make it work. And there's none of these stupid problems like no G-Sync or you can't do. You know what? That's that's fine. It gives Xbox people a little exclusivity. That's the way they should go moving forward.
Hey Tim, you know what? Let's be honest here. Fuck this. But we should be the focal point. We are the ones that keep the Xbox brand thriving, not the Windows community, not the PC community. And to me, Microsoft has lost focus and step with that. It's not the fact that so much of them putting games on. I don't care about that. It's just the fact that we, we're not all one. PC gamers when they game, they expect a totally different experience than console gamers. It is what it is.
Well, PC gamers hate console gamers, and console gamers hate PC gamers.
But one of the reasons that they hate us, because they feel we holding them back. But
it's class warfare, brother. That's all it is.
Shameless Blackley, the real godfather of the Xbox. He did an interview, and then shout out to Worry. Worry sent me the link. It's a very old interview, and he was saying that back then Microsoft knew that if Idiocracy try to combine the console market with the PC market because PC guys expect a totally different experience than we do. You know what I mean? They looking for draw distance, all that weird shit that console guys, don't really give two shits about. Resolution, frame, that shit I think is crazy as hell that we're talking about. Back then, like, it was two different, markets, and they, even with them just trying to merge it, like, it just doesn't, just go back. Like, their messages have changed so much this generation. My God. When they first started, it was all about us, all about the Xbox. Now it's all about us and Windows. Like, come on. And,
I think they have to. I think they have to include the windows to keep the lights on. To be honest with you.
Yeah. It seems like, I mean, that's like a.
That's a great way of saying it.
From what I understand, it's like it's a
be
package
the
deal. You get the girl.
Well,
but here's the thing,
friend,
you have to
or you get
realize
none.
that when Xbox first came out, and they were just throwing money, and they didn't have a care in the world. They knew it was going to be, to get the foot in the door. But it came a time for Microsoft where the investors were like, sell off Xbox, or they suggested.
I would rather than do that, though, Tim.
It was suggested, or there was some people. There was actually that guy Elop that was talking about it.
Yeah, but that was a Nokia. That was a Nokia guy that fucking ran Nokia into the ground.
My point is that it probably it got to a point where they said, okay, we have to now, we have to start running this like a business, and that's what they're doing right now. They're running it as
honestly, I would never thought I would say this in a million years, guys. I would rather them spin off the Xbox division and let it stand on its own. I really would.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't say that, dude.
I would. You know what? They will go out there and they will focus on us, the core gamer. I would. You got Sony out there outspending you in the gaming department.
I wouldn't do that right now. They have a loser they have a loser stigma on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
No matter what they do. Like, I mean, I would maybe say that might be a decent idea if they had a fucking beast box right now and like totally redid and started over and started fresh with gamers. But gamers aren't, right now, like that would just be fucking dead.
Okay, all right. Like I said,
but that doesn't happen overnight, though. That's something that's planned.
What do you think is the number one thing, the thorn in Microsoft's side right now, as far as the Xbox?
It's just a bad overall. The name, the stigma.
If one thing that you can change right now about the Xbox, you think this slams? We got the power.
We know this. We've talked about this 100 times.
Okay.
I think. Well, I don't know if I would say. Who knows? Just because there's so much, I hear so much negativity around it.
It's the magic wand to change one thing.
They need out of this gen. That's the bottom line.
I would say the reveal.
I mean, the name's not going to change. I'm just saying. Here's the thing. Going forward, no longer will our games get old. So this generation is going to. Can we call it a new gen? We're going to play the same games.
This whole gen's been fucked. This is called the half.
But if you can change one thing, what would it be? To me, more PlayStation.
Just more games, I suppose.
More games is not going to do it.
For me personally, I don't.
That's all
I personally don't care about any of this other stuff. It's like, to me, it's like, it's retarded. Like, honestly, like
crap. You do. We got to do it. You did countless videos. No, a new box is not needing. They got new SKUs. They can get 1080p.
Yeah, dude. That's because I cover that stuff on my channel. But for me personally, it's not stuff that I'm interested in. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, come on. There's no interest there, crap. You just talk about
zero.
And I'm going to talk about cooking.
It's like that latest rumor that crap DMs me and we're like laughing about it and we're like
you can ask Tim, man. I was like I'm gonna play it up.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Listen, ladies and gentlemen,
you know what you're doing, but you really don't. You have always said this. You've been consistent. You really don't care about the new system.
Hey, I still play my 360 a lot.
Okay, we all listen. Well, to us, I can speak. We're a little older. It's not, when I say that, we don't take this shit home with us, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's entertainment. Crap game is a character, next gen 7. But there is some sprinkles out here, and all of us, and within our character that we play up. You know, we're not going around, Beast Fire! Oh, in fucking public restaurant. It's not that fucking.
I do that. No,
I don't say Beast Fire, but I rep Xbox everywhere.
Gaming is a hobby of mine. It's not my life. It's a hobby of mine. One of the things
I tell the waiter.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a hobby of mine. But like I said, I cover things that's like I said, I don't talk much about Nintendo because I really don't care about Nintendo. It doesn't hold my interest whatsoever. But
Doesn't hold anybody's interest.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why.
and guess what? You know why?
That's wow.
But no. He's absolutely right. You know why it don't hold anybody's interest? Because Nintendo stopped competing. Once you stop competing, you lose your fans. Okay. Like I said, another thing, you have to go out, whether you feel these new Xboxes needed or not, you have to go out there and compete. Because you know what, whether you may not care, there are people that care about having the best this. I'm just being real. It would be nice this generation for us just to enjoy our games and not being just dissected about the
But
resolution.
it's not. That's not going to happen overnight. That's why I say 2018.
I'm just saying, what if? I mean, I don't. Like I said, 2 years, Tim. I'll be honest. That's not.
I know, and I had gotten to a fight with Vern and Dustin, the guys from my other show.
There's nothing to fight about.
No, like they're arguing with me. They get mad at me, but I say 2018, and they're like, "Well, no, you're wrong. It's suicide." This and they generally get mad that I say 2018, but I believe 2018.
Like, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna fight with you about it. Like, man, at the end of the day, like, it's crazy as hell. I thought y'all guys was the silliest motherfuckers in the world. Like, I'm telling you, what I read. I'm not saying who I read it from. Like, the fuck, I'm not screaming the sky is falling. Like what was told to me. You know what I mean? Before all this became public. Like I said, at the end of the day, like, I'm just, but at the end of the day, like I said, this, like, they have to compete, whether they want to or not. And listen, if the only thing, I just wish they would have let Sony got the jump on them. You know what I mean? Come out, because it is not fair when Microsoft talks about it. They get slammed when Sony do it. Like, yeah, I've heard more positive things about the Neo than negative downside. Even the guys that may have been against it at first, all on board about it. Even the ponies in Bang Bang, they screaming about it right now. Shout out to Bang Bang. But again, like I said, I just it's not fair in the media.
Hey, all the bots were screaming about Sunset or fucking Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break, but they didn't buy it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Look, last gen, all the Sony fanboys were all screaming about shit like PlayStation Battle Royale, and they didn't buy it. You know what I mean? I mean, people say a lot of shit. It's the goddamn internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, people screaming. It's the money. Like I said, even people are going to be pissed off. What are you going to stop gaming? No. So what you mad at Sony? You're not going to. What are you going to do? You're giving your money. You're bought a console. So you being mad, you being pissed off doesn't change anything over here. Now, they didn't buy the console, whatever case, or these consoles haven't come out, and that's something different.
It could flop. I mean, people might reject it. People might get pissed off, and then Sony might lose some favor.
How can it really flop going forward? I'm just saying, just going forward.
Well, because we've never had a generation where you get a refreshed console and then the price goes back up.
But it's a new console.
But it's the same thing, though. It's a PS4.
I'm just I'm just saying it's a new console. Like I said, from what I read also internally, that like I said the other day, all they're going to do is come out and show that Final Fantasy, whatever, running on it, and all their big IPs running in this Neo mode, and then all this forgiven. Oh shit, I gotta have that. You know what I mean? It is.
Just gonna look at. You know what the funny thing is though? Like I'm sitting there, like I'm trying to dance with you, dude, but I'm looking at DualShockers. They're like, here's some maxed out Forza 6 on PC screenshots versus Xbox One. They look exactly the fucking same, right? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is higher fidelity.
That was a big difference.
There was no fucking difference. I'm like, this is what people are talking about.
You must have cataracts and glaucoma.
No, dude, I'm telling you, I'm looking at it. I'm like,
okay,
this shit looks
It's that diabetes.
Hey, yo, my man crap me on that Xbox.
No, I mean that shit. I mean seriously, man.
Hey,
that shit,
you know he's in the South, so it's all that sweet tea, dog. His business is blurring out that fucking diabetes.
Crap me on the drip, like y'all crap me hit the bottle before we start the show. But no, man, I'm not going. There is a big difference,
There ain't no big difference.
Maybe you can't tell on the computer, but in eye to eye, person to person, there's a big difference.
I mean, those are like screenshots, dude. They're.
I mean, screenshots can be dolled up. But like I said, we're not talking about what 1080p is 1080p, and that doesn't determine graphics. But we're talking about high graphic fidelity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, supposedly that's what it was. Like all the stuff is pulled up.
You know what I mean? That's the big difference. 1080p is 1080p. That like I said, resolution doesn't determine graphics, but we just talking about.
I mean, I can guarantee how bad this generation would have been if Microsoft and Sony's like, yeah, we're gonna sell you this box, $500 for ours, and then in 3 years we want to sell you another one for $400, and then Sony's like, we are selling you this one for $4, and then in 2.5 years another $4. You know what I mean? People would have been like, I'm out.
But just riddle me this, though. Not even riddle me this. Just think about this. See, this generation is not about the game. I know it's ridiculous. It's about power, and I'm giving you more power. You guys been asking about this. We run the digital Friday week after week. We're giving you 3 times the power of this one for only $400. Like, god damn.
Yeah, think about the person that just bought theirs for
Okay,
$350.
well, fine. But listen, you
Yeah,
talking
but
about Sony, the
Z,
master, the hype job?
Z, if I give you,
They're gonna play that up. Are you shitting me?
listen. What if I take your? What'd you say you got? What's that sports car you got right now, Z?
Man, I got a Dodge Pinto, 1976.
No,
Hell yeah, rolling.
What is that? I'm sorry, what
something
happened?
else. I thought you
I
said
got a Corvette.
Okay, that Corvette, right? Let me
Okay.
take that Corvette for you right now.
Mhm.
What are you bumping right now? Now, three high threes or 400 horsepower,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm gonna give you 700 horsepower, but I'm gonna put a governor on it that it can't go over 60 miles an hour. That's the
Okay.
Neo. The Neo's got a lot of power. That's
he
never
got
gonna
a
be
mooches
utilized.
him.
No.
with that.
Huh? So listen, I got
Mooch is swinging for the fences right now.
Okay, this is what makes no sense to me. This is just the beginning. So you think Sony's going to make this powerful console, right?
Mhm.
And not take advantage of it?
PSVR.
Regardless of what. And
Awesome.
listen, again, what you guys don't understand, it's this generation, whether Sony comes out with this, has been sold on the back of multiplats. And according to this email that I read, certification for their games to pass for certification, okay, then they're not going to cut off their nose and spike their face. You know what I mean? That they have to take advantage of Neo mode.
How many games though this generation would actually have
What's
taken
coming
advantage of that?
October forward. Look at Neo. What's this new game? And listen, let's look at it like this. Look at this new game, Neo, whatever, for the PlayStation 4. You can play it at 1080p, 30 frames a second, or go into the settings and play it at 720p, 60 frames a second. You know what I mean? That's on the regular PlayStation 4.
That actually right there should take away any kind of power talk. I mean, that's what the options that people should have on all the games right now.
But like I said again, I'm just saying, just giving you, that what I'm saying, high setting, low settings. That's all that it is that you have, same game. It's just that one you can turn everything up, crank everything up,
Need the goddamn games.
and then no, I'm saying okay. And
I guess
I'm
we'll
with
see.
you on that.
We'll see.
I'm with you on that. It doesn't equal more games, but
I'm
what
highly
it's not,
dubious.
first of all, it's not that much of a step up. I think that you can get a much bigger step up if you're Microsoft. You could have a different CPU,
Right.
a more powerful CPU. You could have much more power.
All they're gonna do is overclock the current CPU in the PS4, and
Hey,
then
you got take me across. I'm done.
VR5. No, I mean, well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in like what is it now? It's only
I
like,
look at it like this. In layman's terms, what's the best looking game on the Xbox One, guys? Rise. Okay, and that was done with 1.3 teraflops. The best looking game on the PlayStation 4 was.
So that
The
should
Order?
just prove that teraflops don't matter.
No. The Order 1886 to say that.
Uncharted is how they say it.
Okay, and that was done with 1.8 teraflops, right? With 1.8, which is in the PlayStation 4. And you mean tell me 4 fucking teraflops plus? It's not, and like I said, the CPU in the day, it's not the same like it used to be.
Well, these games weren't even taking advantage of the 1.8 or whatever it is.
Okay, but most engines are GPU heavy now. You know what I mean? GPU.
They're also CPU heavy too.
Okay, I'm just saying, but that's what you have a GPU. That's what this whole chip is for. Whatever the CPU can handle, the GPU will kick in and take over. That's the way that they are. That's the way that it's made and it's built. Like I said, but to say that this is not like that's this. Look. If you're happy with the way games look now and what these specs are now, could you imagine what 4 teraflops plus would be?
Well, you know what the main thing I was thinking about with Rise and the Order was I wasn't thinking they needed better graphics.
No, I'm just saying you don't know what you had it. I'm just saying,
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Prime example. I think Star Wars Battlefront is a very nice looking game. All right.
Yeah, it looks great.
I was watching my son play that shit in 4K. It blew my fucking mind. It's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 version. Trust me, it's not even close. I say, God damn. That's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, the water looks real. Like, damn. It's a big difference when you're looking at this shit in person. You know
yes,
what I mean?
well, the thirst for graphics over everything else this generation is what's killing gaming. Let's just be honest.
We're not even talking about the games anymore.
Exactly, and look,
how long I've been saying that?
720p. Give me a break.
Yeah, how long I've been saying it? It's not.
Well, I know, but look, I think it starts with us, man. I mean, for me personally, like talking about we'll see after E3 what happens, right? As far as I'm concerned.
Wait. Listen, first, are we gonna do something for E3, guys? Are you guys taking off? I'm not.
Mooch can't go.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm probably staying back. So if we're doing a live show, I'll do a live show. Boo.
Yeah, I'll say so. I'm getting surgery too, so next month. But we all gonna be here rocking out live. You taking off that work from that day? Mooch?
I'll be there. I'll be available for E3.
Okay, so we're gonna do like number 1, 2.
1 million dislikes now for this COD thing. Just
Hey, you know what though? You know what that tells me? That game is gonna be fire.
you
What?
love COD. I respect that. I respect.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
You're a
COD.
COD fan. I respect that.
Hey, Tim, you'll admit Z Huge is legit when it comes to his numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here I want to throw something at you that he threw out this morning.
Okay.
He said you can add up the first 2 months' sales for Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and Battlefield Hardline, and it still wouldn't equal Black Ops 3's first 2 months in sales, those combined, right? Here's a little bit of numbers at you. Black Ops 3 sold 8.3 million in 2 months. Advanced Warfare, which was the low point, 7.5 million in 2 months. Ghost, 9.3 million in 2 months. Black Ops 2 was almost 10 million in 2 months.
That's a huge number.
Yes. Battlefield 3, which was the best-selling one, only 3.4 million in 2 months. Battlefield 4, which is the newest one, that's not Hardline, 2.3 million. Hardline sold 1.3 million
That's
in 2
on platform
months.
or combined?
That's combined. That's everything. NPD, North America. Battlefront. Battlefront.
I find it hard to believe. That's kind of low.
Battlefront sold better than any of the Battlefields in the first 2 months. 4.7 million in North America in the first 2 months, but still less than half of what the least selling Call of Duty.
I understand you like Call of Duty, right?
That was a debate. I remember we were saying Battlefront might outsell it, and you went.
Yeah, and I said no fucking way.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen.
You actually talked me out of it. I remember we were arguing. I'm like, you might be right.
Yeah.
But
Right,
your
so
COD's a fucking beast.
You're all about this.
It's a juggernaut.
This call, I guess I don't like, you know what I mean? But again, like I said, me personally, the reason why you're buying this remaster is because what?
Oh, the reason why I'm buying this new one is for Call of Duty 4. I have good hopes for Infinite Warfare.
Okay, so you can't play Call of Duty on your Xbox 360 and enjoy it?
No, I can, but the problem is that the online community just isn't there anymore. Like my friends aren't there anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I have.
You're gonna come back with a remaster? It's the same game.
Yeah, well, everybody
don't like to play with himself.
Oh.
Well, no, everybody's already pre-ordered it that I know.
Here's the thing, like, and like you say, hats off to Crap. He does like I up until last year I had every COD except last year I didn't buy. But here's my thing. Maybe it's because I've been in the, my ear to the ground in the community for this long, for the past couple of years.
Zombies is cool. I played that for the first time.
Zombies is one of the worst things I've ever played. But that's a me thing. That's a me problem. That's a me problem. But what I'm saying is that, like, I don't see how we could sit here for 2 years of podcasting and talking to so many fans and say that we're so sick that COD keeps following the same formula, the same engine, the same crap. And then we're like, not only are we going to give them $60 this year, but we're going to give them $80 or $100. We're going to give them more money. So what I'm saying is this. If you want this is me preaching, and I'm not preaching to Crap, I'm preaching to the audience. If you want Call of Duty 4 remastered, just buy it later separately. Believe me, it's coming. They said it's not. Believe me, it's coming. But secondly, if you want less of the same bullshit from COD, don't buy this game. You buying this game is only, literally, what do they say? If you don't smack a dog after it shits in the house, you wait a couple hours, you smack it never learns its lesson. So if you don't smack it in November, right?
Here's the thing. I mean, have you already heard? Like, it looks like Battlefield 1, the single player campaign's only going to be 6 missions. You know what I mean? That's pretty short to me. Battlefield, like, I don't really like the multiplayer in that. There's a lot of vehicles and there's just a lot of roaming around and there's a lot of stuff going on. Like that's why, look, they're two totally different things. Like, people are going to enjoy both. I'm going to play both. I'm going to try out Battlefield. I have EA access, so it'll be free for me to try out. But, I mean, at the end of the day, when you want to hop on and do that Twitch-based shooting, man, it's going to be Call of Duty. You know what I mean? In particular, Call of Duty 4. And even that, the best deal is the Call of Duty one because they get everything on Battlefield. Did you see theirs? It's like $120, $130 for that and the season pass, where Call of Duty's like $99 gets you the fucking season pass, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, and Infinite Warfare.
You know what's funny? I like with the million dislikes, it's just more about it's just popular hate on COD right now too.
Oh yeah, like Xbox.
That's like honestly, you look at something like that. That's just like people just going with the, flow of it. And the same thing with Battlefield. Everyone loves Battlefield now. It's completely different.
The same shit reminds me
I
of.
don't think I do think it's been done, and I saw the trailer, but the trailer wasn't that bad. I mean, it does look a little interesting on some portions, but people already want to kill the game from a fucking trailer. That's honestly, that's where we've gotten to as gamers. That's not be about the games a little more.
I can guarantee you, people were disliking. hey Tim, people were disliking that trailer just to dislike it because it's got so many, right? Like people might not even dislike it.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go dislike it right now. I'm gonna go give it a thumbing.
Yeah, I think I gave it a dislike too.
But you know what's weird is that people want to like declare victories over fucking trailers.
Yeah.
That's what it's become. It's like they want that game to fail from a fucking trailer.
Well, but listen,
look at the game.
When the Battlefield trailer came out, how many times did you see RIP COD?
Well, that's because that's what they're doing, and they're taking shots at. But this reminded me of Battlefield 3 because when that came out, everybody was doing the same thing, and everybody's like, "Oh man, it's gonna kill COD, it's gonna kill COD," and then it got fucking smacked around like a little bitch.
No, COD is gonna it's not gonna be overtaken. But
Call of Duty's always gonna sell.
You know why? Because it's pop culture, right? Like people don't understand. Like there's like Call of Duty, right? That's pop culture. People, you're gonna get that new Call of Duty, right? Even if they don't like it, like it's something that you can just kind of. And I remember, like I was watching some of these like this thing of those doing top 10 countdown of best video game commercials, and they do a good job at doing that. You know why I bought Black Ops 3? Because they had a fucking Rolling Stone song in there, Paint It Black. That's why. And they make their shit look good. They've done some where it's just like they make the point across where they had like stars or whatever, like people that work in an office building wearing suits, or they had like Kobe Bryant or whoever, and you know what I'm saying, like playing it because everybody can just.
Yeah, didn't they have Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is out. You know what I'm saying? They because everybody could just relax, and identify. Let's play the Call of Duty. That's fucking. You can't buy that type of publicity, right? So what? It's got a lot of dislikes. If we went by things that being popular or whatever as being liked or disliked, then me next gen, none of us would be popular because I get fucking tons of dislikes, you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is Call of Duty is very polarizing. A lot of the original people are going to buy this new one to play Call of Duty 4 again, and then there's a whole new group of fans each year. Like people act like it's the same people. A lot of times it's just new people.
And you know what, crap? I'm just still I'm gonna stick to my guns. This generation, and if you want things to get better for us, they gotta stop supporting these practices. Give us.
I'm buying it. I would have paid double that amount for it, dude. Just being honest.
Well, I'm just saying because you can still play it on the 360. I don't know. I'm not trying to be the wet spot on the fucking blanket right now. I just want new games, new experiences.
Oh, there's plenty of them. I mean, there's not
plenty of them. No, it's not plenty of them.
Oh yeah,
name them that I couldn't play on the 360 to PS3. There's not plenty of them, Like I said, the reason why I upgrade graphics is for new games, and like I said, I can probably count on this generation last how many years?
I think, and crap, like I said, this is just shooting the shit with you. But like literally, when you've bought a couple of the remasters and things of this generation, this is no different with the COD version. Listen, I loved the Willy Wonka movie with Gene Wilder. When the one came out with Johnny Depp, I was like, oh, let me give it a shot. I love that one. The Johnny Depp one sucked.
Oh, I love that one, man.
Well, that's odd, but the thing is that it was really bad. So my point is when you sit
little
down,
people scare me, so I don't.
All you guys sit there and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I paid $100 for COD. I paid $100 for COD.
They gotta get that
all of a sudden, you're gonna sit there, you're gonna be like, wow, guys, we played this for like 3 hours. I'm kind of spent on it. Yeah, this is kind of wonky still. Yeah, because they're not going to change the way the actual mechanics are. It's still going to be dated like hell. And like,
but it's not dated. The newer ones, like I've been playing Black Ops 3 a little bit more because I've been in a Call of Duty kind of frame of mind, and those mechanics are dated. I go back and I play Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2, and those are great. You're playing with real names.
He's a Call of Duty fan, crap. That's what.
Yeah, I mean, I am. You know what I'm saying? I like the game. My friends are all Call of Duty.
Here's my thing. I'm not doubting that you're a Call of Duty fan. All I'm saying is what you're doing right now is you're not actually paying to enjoy the game. You're paying for the nostalgia of what you thought you enjoyed years ago.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, here's the thing. It wasn't that I thought. I had a fucking top, I think a top 30 game battles Call of Duty 4 team. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like it's not just the stuff. I mean, that was probably the greatest first-person shooter.
I think it was a lot of fun. To be honest with you, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was my favorite, but you're the one you enjoy is also right up there. You don't understand. I'm saying this as a COD fan. The only COD I've never owned is Black Ops 3. Is just because I decided at one point or another I had to put my foot in the sand and stop.
I didn't get that shit day one, right? Like I was like, I'm not gonna get it, and then I kept seeing that commercial, and I was like, maybe I'll get it.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that because to be honest with you, I know what Crap's talking about when he says that because the first one that came out was Rolling Stones, and it was with Kobe Bryant was in it. I'm a Knicks fan because I'm from New York, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a night owl. Me and South were just talking about this. I'm always up late. So a lot of times I'd watch Showtime. I'd be watching, when I say Showtime, I mean the Lakers. I'd be watching a lot of Laker games that were on because they play West Coast feed.
Right. So it starts at 10:30 your time.
Yeah, I'm a huge I grew up enjoying it and watching what Kobe gave to the NBA, and so enjoying that. Like to be honest with you, like when I saw Kobe in that shit in the commercial, I said, "Is that Kobe in that?" I mean, like with the slow motion shooting, dropping the guns, shit was amazing. But I mean. The nostalgia is kind of why we're all unwrapped, right? I'm not even talking about the game right now. I'm talking about a commercial, and you're talking about a commercial. Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm saying is that it's okay to want to play COD 4. That's not what I'm actually critiquing you for. All I'm saying is retract your purchase and buy it when it stands alone and buy it for $20, $30, whatever it's going to cost. And that's the game you really want. Don't encourage this, not boots on the ground. You got boots upside down. You're in space.
Yeah.
You know,
I actually think that Sledgehammer is going to do a more
every year about Call of Duty
next year. Well, no, I think they are. The reason why I say that, if you look at it, Sledgehammer was the one that did Modern Warfare 3 because because Infinity Ward was basically nothing at that point. Sledgehammer came in and did Modern Warfare 3. Then they did Advanced Warfare, which was the least selling out of all the Call of Duties, right? Like recent ones. So I think they're going to go back more towards the other one, and they do like different cycles, and they're locked in. They probably all thought that Titanfall was going to be bigger than it actually was, and they're
10 million. Shit, that's huge.
Yeah, but I mean, but not Call of Duty huge when you're pumping out 25, 30 million a year.
It was only on one, but at the end of the day, though, Call of Duty is not going to change until they change that dated engine, and I'm not buying another Call of Duty game until they change the engine.
But I mean, you're not really a Call of Duty guy, though.
No, I like the Call of Duty 4 just like the rest of them. I'm buying them every year, but it's the same shit year after year after year.
Yeah,
I'm not buying that shit until they change the engine.
It is fatigue. I do think it needs a little bit of a cloud or something. I don't know. I think
it needs something.
I said that overall, just games in general, all these things have fucking met a wall. We needs to open some stuff up. I don't want it to be VR, to be honest. I don't want that step to be VR.
I think they're not going to wear stuff on their face into the day.
You know what? And you know what's funny? We haven't really talked about VR in a while, which I appreciate, guys, because my blood pressure is back to normal. But but you know what, though? Tim just kind of nailed it. We've been talking about VR for so long, and it ain't even out yet. I think VR is VR's worst enemy. Don't you guys? I mean, I think it's already jumped the shark, and it hasn't even hit.
You know what?
Retail.
I think, me too. I would say the same thing because now
it's old already.
Yeah, we're not talking about VR anymore. We're talking about these new consoles.
Yeah,
so you're absolutely right. Where like I said, I'm not betting against Sony one generation, but you're right. The VR hype train to me has slowed down because now we're not hyped about this headset anymore. We're hyped about this new hardware.
Well, what about games? Like, we don't like, and I do multiple podcasts. Nobody is talking about the games for E3. What do you guys want to see? Do you want to see a banjo? Do you want to see a battle modes?
Well, I want to see a legit new Conquer. That's what I want to see.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see Phantom Dust, like something from that, right? Like just something like that we forgot about for a while. You know what I mean? Something along those lines. I think seeing something like that would be really good.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And it's sad to say, I don't know what Microsoft could bring me surprise me. We got our Gears, we got our Halo. You know what I mean? We're not getting Fable. We know that
Quantum Break is what it is.
Yeah, we Forza Horizon 3. We know what's coming.
Hold on, Z. Just as Lionhead, got shut down doesn't mean the Fable's dead.
I mean, who's gonna touch that? You know what I mean? We want
that'd be
that whole free-to-play mode.
You never know. Someone could have, got a hold of Phil and say, "Listen, we got this good idea for a new Fable game." You know what I mean? And he's
confirmed.
No.
Southbound. Southbound exclusive.
Hey, you know what, Sal? You know what? I get what you're saying, but again, I think it would have to be a Fable 4. That whole
Look what
open.
Crystal Dynamics did to Tomb Raider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Like
do all the Tomb Raiders, don't they?
No.
the last two? No.
Yeah, they did the last couple of them.
Yeah, they relaunched it.
Yeah, they rebooted it. That 2013 one was the reboot.
Yeah, who did that?
Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, I know it, right? They did all of
Yeah.
them.
No. They
No.
did those two. But dude, Tomb Raider's been around since 1996.
I know Square Enix. I just thought it was Chris. I don't know. I never
No.
really paid attention to the back of the
Yeah,
box.
so I mean, you never know. If someone with a good idea said, "Look, we got this idea for Fable or Conquer, or whatever, what have you."
That London team, with that mythical London type. That's Fable. You know what I mean? And just to be not honestly.
Yeah, but at the same time, they lost their heart when Peter Molyneux left.
But here's the thing. Honestly, I don't give a fuck what Bungie do. Bungie is always gonna be tied to the hip with Halo. You understand? In essence, no matter what line they open up by themselves, they're always going to be tied to their hip with Fable. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, you have a good point, but it doesn't mean that a different.
You could reboot it. They could. Did you guys? I mean, there was those tweets between the original people that had created it, and they were like, "Well, we'd love to reboot it." You know what I mean? So I think you could do something like that. I would love to see a Perfect Dark reboot or a Cameo. Too, or I think any of that stuff would surprise me. You know what I mean? Like
I just hope Recall is a solid game, another good game. Like
it looks like it's going to be.
I'm hearing good things from multiple people.
I hope that's a good game.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't. I know my game of Gamescom was Scalebound. I can't wait to get my hands on Scalebound.
That game's gonna flop.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good.
It's gonna do well. It's gonna do well.
Scalebound.
It's gonna do well.
I don't think it's gonna flop, guys.
I want it.
From the 8 minutes we've seen.
Hey, well, we thought Quantum Break was gonna do really well
That's
too.
not like to have a project like that, and to have a project like Fable Legends. Those are going to be to me. They're what I call no-win situations. You know that they're probably not going to do well. You could have, for all that money, you could have had a first-party baseball game.
Yeah.
We're never going to.
I just talked to Phil about that.
We're never going to get one.
We're never getting that.
Yeah.
But to me, that would have been more of a better idea.
Why doesn't he do second party then?
I don't play baseball, but they can get 2K
Well,
make one.
you know what?
Bankroll.
I'm sure Phil would love a second party to do it, like EA.
Well, 2K Sports.
Why don't they team up? They don't have to do a first party, but why don't they get a second
Phil's
party?
a big baseball guy. I don't
no, he said he's a baseball fan. Because we kind of
like fighters.
But look, you always have the show on NPD for 2 or 3 months. You know what I mean? That would be and Microsoft has nothing. You know what I mean? Like. Eventually, you have to get something out.
Listen. There's a demand for a baseball game. I would love a baseball game.
Yeah, I would support it on Xbox for sure.
I don't play baseball, so
I would too. I mean, look, I'm not gonna buy it on PlayStation because I don't know anybody on there. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. We gotta get like Peter Moore and be like, hey man,
I messaged him too, man.
If anybody's gonna make a baseball game, it'll be EA. But
hey, Microsoft owns a baseball IP.
They own High Heat. Inside
yeah, but at the same time, you're talking about so much money dealing with MLB, licensing and all that. Yeah,
it's MLB.
So I'm sure, like if Xbox will be like, hey, we'll split costs if you guys make the game.
Yeah,
that'd be a different story.
Yeah, I don't see why they can't do that. I think it would be cool, but yeah, I'm excited for like Recore and stuff and Sea of Thieves and whatnot.
I enjoy talking shit with you guys. I really did, man. Does my heart, does my body good. Nope. Arguing with crap does my body good.
Hey, I'm not arguing. I'm just.
I'll tell you.
What happened?
I just tagged you in something. It's nothing bad. It's just from Bang Bang.
Some bang bang shit.
Some bang bang shit.
Bang bang.
Bang bang, baby.
Drama, some guy. I don't think you see that.
I just left a post about this. Listen, guys, and Bang Bang, when you guys don't involve us in your shit, I'll ask you to leave family out of it, but you guys can knock each other heads off. Have at it. You know what I mean? He said my mother. My mother. I'm like a fucking person.
Yeah, we can play RBI baseball on Xbox.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I could play that on my phone too.
I know it's terrible. I bought one of them one year when it was on sale for like $5, and it's awful. fucking god awful.
You know, I watched the show. The show's pretty good, but like that needs to do I want like a next generation.
Yeah, the show is
show's
just
been using the same
it's
engine.
just John Madden football, but the baseball edition. It's the
Yeah, they
same.
still put that on PS3. So.
Hey, listen. He got a 1080 already. Listen, I'm gonna say this right now before we get the hell out of here because Game of Thrones is about to come on in 7
Game
minutes.
of Thrones.
All right, listen. All right, calm down, Mooch.
My bad.
I got a bet going on right now. Do you think Uncharted 4 is going to outsell Gears of War 3? 4, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
So I can take. So I should take the $60 bet. It's a safe bet.
It's going to outscore it, and I'll tell you exactly.
Outscore anything like crap. Come on, like Ratchet and Clank.
Well, no. But listen,
anything.
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Right? Uncharted got praised for doing Uncharted things that stuck true to the Uncharted formula, right? And they got praised for that. Gears is going to be like, you know, they didn't change enough about it. It was too much like the previous Gears game.
I'm excited.
So we have to dock them.
It's like way too much A button, just like
I mean, come on, yeah.
You guys don't understand. Gears 4. Every disc that goes out from Gears 4 is gonna have a thimble of Rod Ferguson's blood in it, and it's still not gonna fucking make a difference against Uncharted. Like that. I mean, as far as like
a thimble,
like literally, like Rod is gonna be nothing but like a skeleton with a patch of skin on him left after this game. He's putting his heart and soul into the fucking thing.
Hey, look, there's three people or teams that get passes as far as developers go. Rockstar gets passes, and they always get like. Do I think fucking Grand Theft Auto 5 is a 97 Metacritic? Fuck no. Is Metal Gear 5 a 95? Fuck no. Is Last of Us or fucking Uncharted 90 plus? No. You know what I mean? Those three people get fucking free passes. That's all it is to it. You know what I mean? Like no matter what they do, free motherfucking pass.
Yeah, and they're all Sony based.
Well, now Kojima is, yeah, but I mean, not Rockstar. I mean, they're multiplayer.
No, Rockstar came out. They were on Sony's platform for a long time, solo. So.
Oh, did you hear? Rumor is that Agent game might be showing up on Sony's platform this year.
I've been hearing it for the last 4 years.
Come on.
I heard Kojima and Yoshida are gonna come on and actually make a pig fly at E3.
No. Hey, listen to this. You're gonna see a God of War trailer.
Yeah,
You're gonna see Crash Bandicoot because we all know
and
that.
45 minutes of VR and 25 minutes in Neo.
Yeah.
They're gonna be up there for a day and a half on
But
stage.
it does. That stuff won't matter. You know why? Because it's going to be all about them showing Crash Bandicoot, and that nostalgia stuff is going to win.
This
and then they're going to show.
This company's broke. They've got to answer for last year. Where's Shenmue 3? Where's The Last Guardian? You guys are going off on a tangent. Crap, you're doing your Sony promo thing again.
I'm not. I'm just saying that this is how they
told me. You just told me they're going to have everything in the world that every...
Oh, yeah, dude. You lock it in. Lock it in.
PR, so they're going to have PSVR, they're going to have Neo, Crash Bandicoot, God of War 4, a pig's going to fly, the guy from Shenmue is going to make $1 million on stage with a scratch-off ticket. Get out of here.
Yoshida's going to have a suit that actually fits. So, I mean, that's going to be the biggest...
If he does that, I'll light a match and pass out in the aisle. That bastard. Come on. Give me a break with this shit. Listen, that's the thing.
Next time, Tim's going to fucking be rude to him in the elevator.
Yeah, he is.
I never
Tim
was rude to him.
Do it, Tim.
Supposedly there was a rumor I was rude to him.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
that was another 14-year-old kid in the chat section, Tim. This one 14-year-old's ruining adults with fucking actual degrees. Their lives.
And the funniest thing about it, there was literally like 4 people in the elevator. It's like, how the fuck would you know?
Exactly.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the 373 people that watched us live. We're down to about 342 now. But thank you guys for rocking out with us. It was a great show. I love going back and forth with these guys.
Thanks for letting me jump in, guys.
Yeah,
You always come down south, man.
Always come down. Bacon
grease.
So Game of Thrones, and I look for my review. No spoilers of Game of Thrones after the show. Fuck that.
Something nerdy's going to happen.
Yeah, someone's coming back from the dead. We out of here. Bang.